I'm not gonna tell you which drone is for what. You can kinda figure that out just by looking at them. Instead, I'll tell you my own story. The huge mistake I made while picking my first drone. So you can choose the right one for your life and your lifestyle in 2025. One of those mistakes cost me a lot of money and nearly made me quit the hobby. My name is Dan. Let's begin. We're gonna talk about it while we are looking for a spot to test flight with a 7-inch build. My first mistake was I was listening too much to the people on the internet. Of course it helps a lot, but use your own head as well. I was using mine to eat pelmeni or something like this while watching this guy on YouTube. His channel named RC School and his video had 1 million views. And as we all know, if something on the internet have a lot of views, it's definitely high quality information. Long story short, it was a very good, very beginner friendly tutorial. This guy even put all of the links to all of the drone parts into description of the video. He promised me long range capabilities, freestyle, cinematic, all in one build. Not this one, but all in one build. And I bought them all, without thinking twice. And that's contributed a lot to my biggest fail in FPV. So yeah, let's go to launch this thing. I didn't realize there are things in FPV you can chip out on and things you absolutely cannot. Your eyes, your sight is the only thing that gets feedback from your drone to your brain. I bought the cheapest FPV helmet possible, because I wasn't sure if I like this hobby or not. I'll show you why. So that, right? Not all of the analog systems works that bad. Some of them even better than digital at some applications, but they cost as much or even more than digital right now. For me, going analog, going cheap on my video system was definitely a mistake. Digital just gives me a lot more joy, a lot more immersion, a lot more control in general. I can tell you which one to choose, but for me it's obviously digital. Anyway, it's a lot of concrete here and I just can't launch this thing for the first time when it's a lot of concrete. Let's go and look for another place. Look at this place, it's 8 AM, and it is the only place in the city where I feel kinda confident to test out this newly built 7-inch drone. I need to gather some basic data like energy consumption, flight time, verify if it even flies, because this bad boy going to 23,000 feet to the summit of Aconcagua. It's kinda the main project on our channel right now. But anyway, about my mistake. For my first drone, I should have picked the size that fits my lifestyle. Think when and where you will practice. I wasn't thinking a lot. My first drone was a 7-inch, because I used my head to eat pelmeni and watch YouTube instead of thinking. And as you see, it's very difficult to find a spot for a drone that big. All you really need when starting an FPV hobby is real-life practice. So my second drone was 3.5 inch, and in just 1 week with this drone I've flown more than with a 7-inch, because it's easier to find a spot and time to fly. You can start with any size you want, as long as it's gonna be easy for you to go out and practice. Fun will begin when your drone anxiety ends. And I've had a lot of anxiety because of my biggest mistake. I guess it's finally time to talk about that. Let's go. I know I just promised to share the biggest mistake with you, but on our way home, me and the cameraman had a thought. There is just one last topic before that. Pretty basic one. But actually, really important. So imagine this. I was traveling through Turkey with my new drone. And I'll be honest with you, build from this guy from YouTube was pretty bad. One of the many things that was wrong with it is, for example, ESC. It was rated for 5S voltage instead of 6S. Remember, I didn't use my head too much. Look at this. When I became a bit more confident and traveled 500 miles from my Airbnb to film something really cool, the drone just fell from the sky and caught on fire. I had spare parts and a soldering iron, but I couldn't fix it on the spot. So my first mistake was not to learn any basic repair skills. You can build your own drone. You can buy some off-the-shelf solution. There are plenty of great drones out there right now. But sooner or later, you're gonna have to fix something, and this something gonna involve soldering iron. My drone was built by my friend, the cameraman, and I was just a spectator. But it turned out that it's way better to use a soldering iron for the first time in the comfort of your own home, and not in a field or some random Airbnb in Turkey. After like 30 minutes of soldering practice and few hours of researching how my drone actually works, I already could troubleshoot and fix most of the problems. It's a lot easier than I initially thought. I could actually fix my drone right there in Cappadocia in 10 minutes, but I didn't have any basic repair skills. And by the way, if you think that drone falling from the sky, catching on fire in one of the most popular tourist spots in the world was my biggest fail, well, no, it's not. There is a bigger one. I actually have my biggest fail recorded on video. After that day, I literally thought that I didn't want to keep doing this hobby anymore. At that day, we finally assembled my first drone, found the closest spot to home to do a test flight and tune it, just like a guy on the internet said. But what happened was the drone was super sensitive on the throttle, thanks to high KV, also known as high RPM motors on a 7-inch build. It doesn't make any sense. Instead of hovering at 1 or 2 meters, drone just shot off into the sky in a fraction of a second. In panic, we put it into return to home mode. Instead of that, drone just flipped and doing full throttle smashed into the ground with a horrifying sound, doing like 80 miles per hour. Of course, the drone was totaled, but that wasn't the scary part. The scary part is that just 10 seconds earlier, a group of people had passed by right through the future crash site. That kind of weight at that speed is roughly about 700 joules of energy, or 500 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. This drone could really kill a person. Of course, I've lost like $80, and I'm from Slavic country.
$1.83 American. What are we gonna get with that?
But most importantly, that I almost became a murderer.